Oh, never mind. Insta360. It's a company that makes amazing cameras where you can get different perspectives than your usual mirrorless DSLR or cinema camera because they're so tiny. These little cameras give you the option to get a ton of different visual perspectives for photography and video. But today, we're gonna solely focus on POV. And I don't know if it's because I spend way too much of my time playing Halo.
Man, I stink at this video game.
That's probably it. But I love first person footage. I just think it looks really cool. It's immersive. It feels like you're in the driver's seat of this person's skull and you get to see what they're seeing to go on the ride with them. I have the Insta360 1R as well as the Go 2. I've reviewed both of those cameras on this channel and I really enjoy using both. This isn't really gonna be a review though. This is kind of deciding for me moving forward which of these two cameras I'm gonna use for my POV videos. So first, let's go through some different comparisons from my experience using both of these cameras, and then we'll go into some additional thoughts about the whole situation. One of the first things I think of when I want a discrete camera to capture POV footage is what is the size and weight of this thing? This is really obvious for all of us, but the Go 2 is the clear winner in this department. It is absolutely puny. It looks like a creatine pill that you take if you're a bodybuilder, but it's got a camera on it. And that's probably one of the biggest selling points for me on the Go 2 is it's just so incredibly tiny. You can get incredible perspectives. Even if you wear it on your forehead, it doesn't look too crazy because it's really small. Whereas the 1R is still a small camera. It's about the size of your average GoPro. But when you use something like the Leica 1-inch mod, which gives you better low light performance, just a better looking image, it starts to bulk up a little bit. And if you're gonna wear that on your forehead, well, then it's gonna be a little more obvious. And at the end of the day, it kind of depends on what you're shooting. But if we're talking about POV, like street photography kind of stuff, I wanna be as discreet as possible because I'm taking photos of strangers in public and I don't want them to see this giant lens on my forehead with a red dot blinking at them, like shooting like Cyclops laser beams into their confidence. So for me, in this department, I gotta give it to the Go 2.
Give it to the Go 2, give it to the Go 2.
Now, the next biggest comparison for me is image quality. How does the footage look? If it's gonna be taking up the whole screen and I'm taking you guys along for the ride, this footage better look pretty sweet and not distracting. The crazy thing is both of these cameras actually look very nice. And I was really surprised by the Go 2's image quality despite its tiny size. The 1R with the Leica mod that I use, which is the little bit bigger sensor and the more biggie lens, produces a beautiful image for an action camera. It shoots in 5.3K, so you can get even like downsampled resolution into a 4K shot, or even more downsampling into a 1080 HD shot. It's awesome. The Go 2 has some different shooting options as well. You can shoot in a high quality mode or just a standard video mode, and both actually look acceptable. The high quality one looks really nice. That's the mode that was very surprising to me, how good it looked for a tiny camera. Now, how about the battery life? We got the 1R back here, which is a little bit bigger, which obviously means you can have a bigger battery on it. Usually when I go downtown to shoot for about an hour-ish of a street photography session, sometimes longer, I can usually get by on just my one battery for the 1R. Now luckily there is another option. You can buy the boosted battery, which basically just gives you biggie battery life for the 1R. With the Go 2, you do have the charging AirPods style case that recharges the camera. It does a good job of doing that. You can get a few charges out of it, but it's not really a reliable source of charging when you're out in the streets doing some photography, and then you gotta pull the camera off your clip, let it charge, go drink like 2 coffees, put it back in, and then get more recording time. The 1R absolutely blows away the Go 2 in this situation. Okay, so here's my thoughts. The Go 2 is almost the perfect action camera for POV style shooting. It's tiny, the image quality is perfect for me, it does a great job. The two main things holding it back is the battery life and the record limitations. And this is all gonna be due to the size of the camera. Because if you have a camera this small, shooting in high quality for a long period of time, I'm sure that it would overheat and maybe melt this cute little white horse pill. One solution I thought of that maybe Insta360 could do in their next model, the Go 3, is put a USB-C port on the physical body of the camera itself instead of just on the charging case. If we had a USB-C port on the camera, you could have it mounted to your forehead or whatever and have the cable just plugged in and kind of like wrapped around your hat, down the back of your shirt, into an external battery pack in your pocket. It would probably look a little bit janky, but then we could get longer recording times, which is more important to me than looking like an idiot in public. I'm cool with that. One cool thing about the 1R that has been developed recently is the new firmware, which does have horizon leveling when you're shooting with the 4K mod and the 1-inch Leica mod. So now with this new firmware in the 1R, you don't have to worry about that at all, which is amazing for anything POV. It won't distract the viewer. So if I were to craft my perfect POV action camera, it would be the Insta360 go-to. I'm fine with the image quality. Everything there looks great. I would make the body matte black with the option to turn off the recording light so you can be discreet. Battery life and record limitations that would just at least give me an hour of shooting before the camera overheated or stopped recording. For now, I am going to continue using the Insta360 1R. If you'd like to become a part of our secret community, feel free to join the Discord using the link below. We have an amazing community over there with some dank ass memes and just some really good work being shared throughout the Discord. If you want to be enrolled in my upcoming camera camp for absolutely free, all you gotta do is subscribe. And if you want to throw me a tip, hit that like button too. And if you think camera camp is fake, dude, like you're just on the incorrect plane of the multiverse, okay? Because it's happening. Look at this merch that'll be coming soon. Yeah, that's a preview. I'm only showing a couple seconds. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching my little internet videos, and text me when you get home. Bye.